you very much. Thank you very much. Let's welcome His Excellency the Vice President, the former Vice President, 2024 presidential candidate.
My bro, me come up for Jesus. When I met me how nina about anymore. Namenim sewe radikasa me hangina me da dwinina ebeyedi nutime sewe radikasa mama kuma tomiemo.
Kukrudu. 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 National Chairman, acting the General Secretary, our former President J. Kufuor, former President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, who I'm sure are watching us, the former Chief of Staff, the former Second Lady, my beautiful Samira, members of Parliament, former ministers and former members of Parliament, former MMDCs, our national executives, external members of external branches, regional executives, constituency executives, electoral area coordinators, polling station executives, and representatives of other political parties, fellow Kukrudites. Kukrudu. It is with mixed feelings that I welcome you all to this National Delegates Conference. It is a joy to see the representation of our party from across the country converge once again for conference. I, however, would have wished that we would have been doing so under different circumstances. Yet, still, I am filled with hope that as we reflect and reorganize, we will soon be given the opportunity once again by our countrymen and women to serve and assist in rebuilding and transforming our nation. Kukrudites, the task ahead of us is one that we have to conduct with diligence and measure. In times like this, we should be focused on strengthening our bonds of unity and reinvesting in the ties that bind us. Our foundation and our strength has always been in building a united party. We have been the party that has over the years built the broadest coalition of citizens, not just to win, but to govern. We have been the party that has over the years offered hope to the largest diversity of our peoples. Under our tent, it has not mattered where you come from, whether you are Sefi, Fanti, Ewe, Ashanti, Gadangme, Krobo, Dagomba, Wafra, or Mamprusi. It has not mattered what religion you practice, whether you are a Christian, a Muslim, or a traditional African religious practitioner. It has not mattered whether you are rich or poor, or whether you are formally educated or not. This is why the root of our party resulted from an amalgamation of parties from different parts of Ghana and different interest groups. Let us remind ourselves that the Muslim Association Party, the Anglo Youth Organization based in the Volta region, Gan Shefi Mope represented the Gan interests in Greater Accra region. The Togoland Congress focused on British Togoland interests. The Federation Youth Organization. It is clear, therefore, that the bonds of unity in diversity has been our lifeblood and our foundation. Now more than ever, we must refresh them and desist from any language, character, or actions that divide us. With unity and consistency, we can regain the trust of Ghanaians. If we are fractured and at each other's throats, none of us can cross over, and religious bigotry from whichever quarters it emanates pose an existential threat and should have no place in the new patriotic party. We must also be consistent in pursuance of our effort to address not just the challenges within, but more importantly, the challenges that bedevil our motherland. In governance, there are ups and downs. Through the President J. Kufuor and President Nana Akufo-Addo periods, we succeeded at many things with monumental and transformational achievements. Their achievements, these two great presidents, their achievements will stand the test of time. We have also learned useful lessons in how to improve some things in the future. We must remain resolute and consistent in time. We must ensure that Ghanaians genuinely see the lessons we have learned and are willing to apply the next time round. We shouldn't be shy about them. It is then that our fellow countrymen and women will give us another opportunity to serve. Ladies and gentlemen, an army that wants to win a battle must exercise discipline within its ranks. Too often, when we are yet to choose leaders, indiscipline, unacceptable language, and unpardonable behavior become the order of the day. In the end, when internal competitions are over, the attacks we would have launched on ourselves become fodder and ammunition which our opponents use to attack us. Go after the electoral commissioner subsequently. Let us focus on the violence and thuggery their hoodlums carried out in the recent Ablekuma election, in full view of the police and cameras. I again call on His Excellency the President to bring the perpetrators to book and to remind them that the elephant never forgets. No matter how long it takes, we will prosecute the perpetrators when we assume office in 2029, inshallah. To the leadership of the party, I ask that you be firm and crack the whip so that discipline is maintained within our ranks. It is with discipline, humility, lessons learned, and the pursuit of a common good for Ghana that we can become the refreshed party we desire. Finally, in all our decisions today and in all our actions towards the reform process, let us be guided by the rule of what is in the best interest of Ghana. At dawn on December 8th, 2024, as I prepared my remarks, we should always be guided by what's in the best interest of Ghana at all times. What represents the best example to Ghana's children? What is in Ghana's best interest will always be in the best interest of the MPP. We cannot ever go wrong with that. Let us showcase it more and more as we reflect and rebuild. I have no doubt that notwithstanding the challenges ahead, of which there will be many, if we are united and disciplined and work hard, we will win the 2028 presidential and parliamentary elections by the grace of God. It is still possible. I wish us all a successful annual Delegates Conference. God bless you. God bless the MPP, and God bless our homeland, Ghana. Salamu alaikum.
Our speakers for today have spoken. What else?
Nana nyameni wakano nebebemo Tawuma usaswa biponyile tutu So my party don't lose that Kawako matoya Everybody singing hallelujah Hallelujah Everybody singing hallelujah Hallelujah Happy sing oh yeah I say happy sing oh yeah
Thank you very much, His Excellency, the former President of Ghana, President John Ejekun Kufuor. Thank you, all the speakers of today. Thank you for the messages that you've given to us. Thank you, all regional teams. Thank you to our national executives who have been so actively involved and have helped to make this event a success. Thank you, organizing team. Thank you, all of you who have contributed in various ways to make this event a success. I thank you, His Excellency, Dr. Mahmoud Baumia, for that deliberate message and for the confidence with which you have spoken to us today. Thank you to all the various speakers. Thank you to all the well-wishers. Thank you for all the fraternal messages that we have received today. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you to all our 276 constituents across the country who are so well represented here today. Thank you for traveling from all corners of the country to ensure that the 2025 Delegates Conference is a success. Thank you for all your efforts. We are so grateful. Without you, there would be no conference. Thank you to our honorable members of parliament. Thank you to our strong, capable minority leaders. Thank you for your speech.
I'm an overcomer.
I say yes, thank you once again to our general. Thank you to our national team. To all our strong speakers today for the contributions that you have made to making
I'm an overcomer. I say yes, we're in good love.
Yes, we're so grateful. Thank you.
Over Satan power. I'm an overcomer. I'm a to Hosanna. Hosanna. I'm for Hinarbo. Hosanna. Jesus Narbano. Hosanna. I'm for Hinarbo. Hosanna. I'm to Hosanna. Hosanna. Jesus Narbano. Hosanna. I mean, I won't born say. Hosanna. Jesus Narbano. Strong and mighty. Yes, we're in Kunima. See, I'm an overcomer. Listen, no weapon fashioned against me shall prosper. For the greater one lives in me, yes, it does. Yes, yes, we're in Kunima. See, I'm an overcomer. I say, yes, we're in Kunim. Yes, we're in Kunim.
Thank you very much. Conference, we have gotten to a very critical and very important portion or a part of our program. Under the party's constitution, Article 19 is clear that any amendment whatsoever, whatever nature, whatever type, the kind of amendment, can only be effected by this body duly constituted and duly opened. On this note, the General Secretary, in accordance with the provision of the party's constitution, invited proposals for amendment of the party's constitution. After the proposals, again according to the constitution, the General Secretary circulated the proposals to the regional party and the constituency party. The amendment committee, made up of Frank Davis, the chairman, Idi Muhaideen, the secretary, Honorable Patricia Apiejei, member, Honorable Kojo Opong Kruma, member, Honorable Ebenezer Gilbert Nina Nate,
Also a member, Dr. Antoinette Tibudaku, a member, Honorable Dinah Asunabadapa, a member, Dr. Ekuya Amwako, decide.
Yeah, we're going to start.
Kugrudu. Kugrudu. Kugrudu.
Presiding Chairman of Conference, the General Secretary of the party, His Excellency Dr. Alhaj Mahmoud Bawumia, former Vice President of the Republic of Ghana, all party faithful, fellow party representatives, the National Council of the party, at this meeting on April 16, 2025, constituted a 9-member Constitution Amendment Committee following the submission of the report of the Professor Okwe-led 2024 Election Review Committee. The committee, which was subsequently inaugurated by the National Chairman on April 25, Dr. Ekuya Amwako, member, Honorable Ebenezer Gilbert Nina Nate. The terms of reference of the committee included to identify provisions of the party constitution that require amendments in order to give effect to the recommendations of the Mike Okwe Election Review Committee, to work on the recommendations of the 2021 Constitution Review Committee chaired by Honorable Alexander Afenyo-Markin, to receive proposals from party members and identifiable groups for amendments to the party constitution, to categorize the proposals into. The committee then examined the provisions in the MPP constitution in respect of which amendments have been proposed and the constitution as a whole, while streamlining and categorizing the proposed amendments and the various articles and clauses. Political developments of the party in its forward march to advancing the cause, in its forward march for consideration and approval by the National Delegates Conference herein assembled. For the purposes of clarity and to make what we are about to do to have a voice vote. Distinguished fellow delegates, party faithful, if I have your attention at this particular point in time, I would start the exercise in earnest. Motion number 1. To amend Article 1 of the Constitution to include the party's motto, symbol, and colors.
Justification. The absence of the party's motto, symbol, and colors in the Constitution is an obvious omission and ought to be rectified. The party's motto, symbol, and colors must find expression in the party's constitution.
Fellow delegates, those in favor of motion number 1, say aye. Those against, say nay. Of a member committee rather than the executive committee.
Justification. By executive committees only upon recommendation by the disciplinary committee.
The motion loudly and the justification. Distinguished delegates, those in favor of motion number 2, say aye. Those against, say nay. The ayes have it. Motion number 3. Amend Article 437. Amend Article 437 of the Constitution to allow for a complaint against any constituency or regional officer, whether elected or appointed, to be filed at 1 in the case of the constituency officer, the regional executive committee, and 2 in the case of the regional officer.
The amendment seeks to achieve fair and equal treatment or handling of disciplinary matters involving elected officers and appointed officers who are at the same level of the party, by providing that they should be dealt with by the same disciplinary committee.
Having heard motion number 3, distinguished delegates, those in favor say aye. Those against, say nay. The ayes have it. Motion number 4. Amend Article 5(6). Amend Article 5(6) of the Constitution to adopt the Electoral Commission of Ghana's demarcation and cluster of electoral areas.
Chairman, the justification is as follows. The EC's electoral area systems are predetermined, bereft of controversies, and involve more polling stations than the party's demarcations of electoral area. The current provision in the party's constitution is that where polling stations under an electoral area exceed 10 and exactitude has triggered misunderstandings in the creation of some electoral areas, the adoption of the EC's electoral area system cures any such misunderstanding or perceived mischief.
Motion number 4. Those in favor say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Motion number 5. Article 6. I must say at this stage that this is a new provision. Amend Article 6 of the Constitution to provide for an electoral area executive committee structure made up of 5 members who shall all be elected, comprising the electoral area chairperson, secretary, organizer, communications officer, and electoral affairs officer.
The justification is as follows, Chairman. The current system requires limited expansion to allow for increased participation and support in the management of the electoral areas. A 5-member committee enhances operational capacity and ensures a more inclusive and structured approach to supervising polling station activities.
Distinguished delegates, those in favor of motion number 5, say aye. Those against, say nay. The ayes have it. Motion number 6, amend Article 6(1) of the Constitution to increase the polling station executives from 5 to 7, who are all to be elected, comprising the chairperson, secretary, organizer, women's organizer, youth organizer, communications officer, and electoral affairs officer.
Chairman of Conference, this committee respectfully recommends the one-man, one-vote system as a long-term electoral framework for the party. In the absence of the foundational structures for the one-man, one-vote electoral system, the proposed limited expansion, which, if approved, will represent a 40% increase in the Electoral College at the polling station level, is more realistic and manageable. It has the effect of increasing the Electoral College considerably while the party works on the recommended one-man, one-vote system respectfully submitted.
I now put the vote. Those in favor of motion number 6, say aye. Those against, say nay. The ayes have it. Motion number 7. Amend Articles 6(1), 7(2), 9(1), and 10(7)(3) of the Constitution to split or decouple the position of research and electoral affairs officer at the constituency, regional, and national levels of the party.
Chairman, the amendment brings the needed focus and attention to each of the 2 responsibilities. Also, it is not every researcher who understands electoral matters and vice versa. Therefore, the recommendation is that separating the positions and appointing people with the requisite expertise to occupy the respective positions will inure to the party's benefit.
Those in favor, delegates, motion number 7, say aye. Those against, say nay. The ayes obviously have it. Motion number 8. Amend Article 7(2) of the Constitution to include the Constituency Research Officer, Electoral Affairs Officer, PWD, that persons with disability coordinator on the Constituency Executive Committee.
Justification. This represents a limited expansion of the Constituency Executive Committee and seeks to promote inclusivity and broader participation in party activities at the constituency level.
Delegates, those in favor, say aye. Those against, say nay. The ayes have it. Motion number 9. Amend Articles 7.5, 9.2, and 10.7.3 of the Constitution to make communication officers at all levels of the party elected from the polling station, electoral area, constituency, regional, and at the national level. At the national level, the communication officer shall be designated the Director of Communications.
Mr. Chairman, the appointment of communication officers has, in many instances, been fraught with a lot of challenges occasioned by perceptions of favoritism and lack of candor. Making the positions elective will afford the party delegate opportunity to select persons that they think can best communicate for the party. For the avoidance of doubt, the deputy directors of communications shall remain appointed. Respectfully submitted, Chairman.
Delegates in favor, say aye. Those against, say nay. The ayes have it. Motion number 10. Amend Articles 7.10 and 9.7 of the Constitution to prevent party officers who get appointed into government from continuing to hold their offices.
Justification. Party officers who are appointed into government should not be allowed to hold dual positions. So long as they have accepted the appointment to serve in government, it is recommended that they focus on their mandate in government and give opportunity for other equally.
Those against, say nay. The ayes have it. Motion number 11. Amend Articles 726 and 924 of the Constitution to provide that any vacancy that may occur for whatever reason in the case of the constituency secretary and regional secretary shall automatically be filled by the deputy constituency and deputy regional secretary.
Chairman, the recommendation is as follows. The deputy constituency and deputy regional secretaries, just like the substantive constituency and regional secretaries, are also elected by the same delegates at the same conference. The deputy secretaries should be able to occupy the positions of the substantive secretaries in the absence of the latter. Respectfully submitted.
Delegates, those in favor, say aye. Those against, say nay. The ayes have it. Motion number 12. Amend Article 727 of the Constitution to give voting rights to national and regional officers at the Constituency Delegates Conference at the constituency they hail from.
Chairman, the amendment strengthens the connections between these officers and the respective constituencies they hail from, where they may also serve as patrons and source of logistical support. This amendment is also geared towards the proposed limited expansion of the Electoral College pending the one-man, one-vote system.
Delegates in favor of motion number 12, say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Motion number our respected and distinguished delegates, with great respect, shall we have some calm so that we carry out this exercise diligently and faithfully. Thank you. Motion number 13, amend Article 727, 925, and 10.2 of the Constitution to provide that the party shall hold constituency, regional, and national delegates conferences every 2 years, that is biennially, instead of annually.
Chairman, this amendment looks at holding timely but necessary conferences across all levels of the party. There shall also be sufficient time to hold other equally important conferences within the period before the biennial conference. Where it becomes necessary, an extraordinary delegates conference may be called. Respectfully submitted.
Delegates in favor of motion number 13, say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Motion number 14, amend Article 727B of the Constitution to give voting rights to the electoral area executives at the constituency biennial delegates conference.
Chairman, currently, electoral area coordinators and all polling station executives have voting rights at constituency delegate conferences. The proposed electoral area executives, made up of the electoral area coordinator, to be now called electoral area chairperson, and 4 other executives, should also have voting rights at the constituency.
Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Motion number 15, amend Articles 729 and 927 of the Constitution to allow constituency and regional secretaries to present reports on the state of the party at the constituency and regional delegates conference with the prior approval of the constituency and regional executive committee, as the case may be.
Recommendation. Constituency and regional secretaries are the administrative heads of the constituency and regional secretariats of the party, and it is appropriate that they present a report on the state of the party to the constituency and regional party, respectively, to the delegates conference, with prior approval of the constituency and regional executive committee, as the case may be.
Those in favor of motion number 15, say aye. Those in favor against say nay. The ayes have it. Motion number 16, amend Articles 729 and 927 of the Constitution to require the statement of accounts to be presented by the constituency and regional. Those in favor, delegates, say aye. Those against, say nay. The ayes have it. Motion number 17. Amend Article 7.
No, 17. Motion 17.
Delegates, I know you have your booklet. And you have also read it. Yes. So permit me to also read it, then you can respond. Thank you very much. Motion number 17. Amend Article 730 of the Constitution to provide that the Regional Executive Committee shall appoint persons other than polling station, electoral area, and constituency officers to supervise polling station and electoral area elections. Delegates in favor, say recommendation, sorry.
Dear delegates, please hear the recommendations. The recommendation is that constituencies are directly involved in the compilation of the album for organizing polling station and constituency elections. And therefore, it may be prudent that supervision of these elections be taken to the regional level to absolve it from any conflicting interest. Chairman.
My fellow delegates, those in favor of this motion, say aye.